And everybody's sitting there having dinner. Here's splash, splosh, sploosh, splook, splurp, 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 splurp.
Previously on Sailing Adrift. With a little extra help, we installed our final bulkhead. Then we test fit a few things, including the blackwater tank, all the while thinking it sure would be nice to have a floor one day.
All right, we're gonna test fit it.
Cool.
Whoa, whoa.
Careful.
I wish there was a floor.
Whoa, bro.
Whoa, whoa. Can't see my feet. Ready?
Yeah.
And here we are today.
You have a dusty bottom. You're like Chevy Chase from the Three Amigos. There it is. There's your dusty bottoms.
While I started cleaning up and organizing in prep for more work to be done, Chris ran a series of unnecessary acoustic performance tests.
It's so solid, Kelly. So solid.
A few weeks ago, we removed some of the existing hardware with the intention of rebedding it just to be on the safe side. The deeper we get into this project, the less confidence we have in what the previous owner did. At this point, we filled all the holes with epoxy, and now we're drilling in the fresh holes for proper placement and test fitting for a more secure fit.
Yep.
We also created fiberglass spacers to mount them.
A while back, we pulled all this hardware. This is not one of those pieces, but it was part of the hardware set anyway. And installed these plates. Now it's time to put the hardware back in, but we need to prep this a little bit better than it is right now. It's a little lumpy. We're gonna smooth it out.
I brought you a little helper.
What's that?
He's actually quite tall. I figured he could run one sander while you do the other. I think that looks great. Whoa, bro. We done?
Since then, we've rebedded the hardware, added fairing compound, and sanded for smoothness. Then primed the surface to be ready for the new non-skid. This was important to take care of now. Stay tuned, you'll see why in a bit.
Check out my cool new Japanese saw.
Very cool. I like how you're doing that right on the floor.
I just rotated it. So it never actually goes onto the floor. Like that.
Cool.
This is the part where Chris tells me all about his plan for plumbing the blackwater tank. It was a great idea, in theory, but he quickly became aware of some spatial planning issues once he started assembling everything inside the tank.
This is tough. Gotta try to get this in here somehow. This is gonna be crazy. I'm gonna have to unscrew this and then install it together with it inserted and then slide it out with glue. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Might be already time to switch to 290s. Oh well, I'll figure it out.
Oh, shoot.
Moving on.
You got insulation back there.
Yes, expertly installed.
Looks great.
It's in there. It looks better now.
Curious about what type of insulation this is and why we chose it? This is the same stuff we used in episode 10. Here's the link above.
These are the straps that we will use to just make sure this tank is secure. It's one thing that I'm guessing most people are aware of, but you may not be. Drilling holes to mount a tank is a bad idea.
Remember earlier when I was talking about rebedding the hardware? Here's that guy. He needed to be installed to verify clearance from the top of the water tank.
And I had to install this before we got going because I wanted to make sure that the tank could be removed and replaced despite the fact that that was in place. Okay, I think we're ready. Are you ready to install a tank?
Yeah.
Like permanently install it, not just test fit it?
Mm-hmm.
It's right over here. I've got it already. I gave it a little green diaper.
Nice.
I don't think it's very absorbent though. And then I put little neoprene edges for that nylon to go over so that we minimize abrasion. It's probably not necessary, but why not? Okay, here we go.
Is it heavy?
That's not light, but it's gotten heavier with the advent or the addition of the interior plumbing.
Should we check that out?
Sure, if you haven't looked at it already.
I don't think I have.
Here you go.
Let's go over what you did here.
Well, inside we have brought these two things, which are threaded on both sides, into a PVC fitting that goes into a 45 and then another 45 and down. So we get minimal splash sounds, which are unappetizing. It's right by our dining room, Kelly.
Yep.
What if someone excuses themselves because they're getting a little rumble in the jungle and everybody's sitting there having dinner? Here's splash, splosh, sploosh, splook, splurk, splurk.
Maybe we put like a speaker in the bathroom and they can just turn on some noise, like some nature sounds.
Well, if they're in that bathroom, how do they make it not sound over here?
2 speakers.
Then it's just a dead giveaway of what you're doing. Here's the tricky part, man. I don't know exactly how to do this easily, but somehow I've got to get these straps into their appropriate spot. They're at the right height, according to my calculations, but how do I keep them there so they stay in line?
You think the neoprene will kind of provide some grip? Maybe just hold them?
I don't think so, because...
Maybe we temporarily tape them on with some blue painter's tape.
And how do you get the blue painter's tape off?
You don't need to. Why would you?
That's not temporary.
If it falls off, then so be it.
How about this be your job? Pull on these so they stay in place. I hope that will mean that they slide into the appropriate slot on the one that you can't really control. Going in. Slowly let them go because you're holding it up.
All right.
Perfect. Like wrapping a gift. I'll use my forehead.
That's good. Way to use your noggin. What do you think of these straps? Expertly sewn.
Well, yeah, that's definitely not going to be the failure point. So, it is impossible to see what's going on in this back corner, but 3 out of 4 ain't bad. So even if we didn't quite get those on in the right spot, pretty happy with how they're lined up.
Yeah, it's a nice bondage look that we got for the tank.
Yeah, feels stable. That's in a good spot. Check over here. Can you see all that?
The hole is in the hole.
Yeah, it's not quite perfectly centered. That's not mission critical. Okay, I shouldn't pull too hard. There. My circles aren't perfect, but they are functional. And give that a shake. Feels like it's not going anywhere. Definitely not on this wall. Fill that full of like 20 or 30 pounds of dew. It's not going anywhere.
Gross.
Just stop.
That's it.
Just stop here. Quit messing with things.
Oh.
Saw that coming. That's what I get. That's what I get.
Dude.
I blame myself.
Hey everybody, it's me. I get to do a voiceover. I just wanted to say that sometimes you got to test the tensile strength of things all the way to the failure point. It's important, kids.
I couldn't not pull too hard to get it tight.
There was nothing wrong with it.
Now, at least we know that your stitching is not the weak point. I need you to cut this open and put a new one on there for me.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, and you have to do it up here in the boat.
Yeah, that's...
But the good news is, we've got plenty of slack, so you're welcome to just cut this thing off and start it.
Yeah, that is good news.
All right, what's next? The installation of this. Okay, so this is little holes barb. You look right up here. So this is gonna be the vent. We need to connect this, with this being in the way. Of course, another thing I didn't anticipate fully, to this. This is the exterior vent. And you wanna use a really good sized hole when it comes to blackwater tanks, because oxygen means that you have aerobic bacteria in your tank, which are the kind that don't stink. The kind that stinks are anaerobic bacteria that form when there's a lack of oxygen in the environment. So you want a good sized ventilation on your blackwater tank to minimize the smell. How about that?
How about that? Learn something new every day. Finally got it!
So this is some cheap hose we inherited with the boat. It's made for sanitation, but it's not of the quality I really wanted to use throughout the boat, but it'll make a great choice for what we're going to use it, which is just this bit. The real question is, can I get this sucker to bend and get on top of that fitting? That's going to be really difficult. Here's the problem. I've got to make a turn off the top of that hose barb. It doesn't look very likely. I was hoping to get it to kind of go up like this and then bend back down to attach. But anyway, if we ever dunk this hole, I didn't want it to be as likely to backfill with seawater, because that would fill up our tank instantly. I don't know how that will be achievable, this idea.
While we think on that, let's move on to something we're more comfortable doing.
Spreading the goo of life. And I do have an update. I just ordered a piece from supplyhouse.com. We need to order ourselves one of them Spear 1413, you know, the good old Spear 1413.
Oh yeah, I know.
This right here,
Yeah, that thing.
the Spear 1413. We're gonna need one of these, and I ordered it.
Great. When does that come?
Tuesday it'll be here.
Wow, that's fast.
Yeah, I called them up, they're like, we'll see you next Tuesday.
They did not say
With
that.
the Spears 1413 you requested, Chris. And the best part about it is, I can't get it in there because it's too close to the back. So what we're gonna have to do is when it comes, unstrap this, lift it out of the way, screw it into place.
Oh, so all the work we did today was for naught.
It was a good test run, Kel. I
Yeah?
think we did real good.
We did, because we broke something.
Well, and then here's another revelation I decided. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, ready.
Remember when I was talking about how I was worried about this hose if we did it not going up in case we dumped the boat in the side? Mm-hmm. And I was thinking in the car, Kelly, I was thinking to myself, if the boat is like this, then what becomes up? This way becomes up.
Oh, right.
So what we'll do is we'll put in the Spears 1413, and then we'll make it a nice big fat loop that will go, come here, I'll show you. That'll go out of the Spears 1413, up, and then back down into this, and thus no water can come into the tank unless the whole boat clear out to like here is underwater. In which case we have bigger problems.
Yes.
And that's just physics. That's all that is, Kelly. It's a little bit of a physics lesson that I discovered on my drive.
Wow.
So anyway, that means that we can't, until Tuesday, complete this little project over here, but that doesn't mean that we can't test fit it today. So that's what I think we should do real quick.
Okay.
Okay, let's hope this fits. The bigger the pipe is, the harder it is to kind of like fight it into place.
By bigger, you mean longer?
Like the bigger the diameter.
Oh.
Obviously this is gonna need a bit of a bend too, so somehow I'm gonna get this into there. See what I mean?
Ooh, yeah, some torque. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that if we remove this, we can kind of pull them and push them together, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Oh, God. Just don't want to like break anything, but I gotta make sure that this all fits together.
I don't want you to pop your face off. Oh, nice, you got it.
Yeah, I did.
And it's snowing. How about that? That looks solid.
It does. The thing I'm worried about is the gap and the torque from this wall to 45-degree fittings. Because you take one 45 to put it up against the wall, and then you need another 45 to make it go back straight. in my mind, 45s makes the most sense.
Really? Because it just seems like for plumbing, you want to keep everything as straight as possible.
Straight is right. You're absolutely correct. But I don't think you realize how much volume of space we're losing over here.
After much deliberation,
Go ahead, take it apart, Kelly. Now that we've figured it out and we've compromised by doing what I want.
thought it was easier than this. You made it look so easy.
Yeah, that's right. There. Like that. We put this in here and then drop a 45 like it's hot.
This might be a job for handyman Hank.
You got it?
No,
Install it, boy.
it still won't fit.
What?
Oh my god.
Whoa, whoa.
Sorry.
Are you riding my knee? Look at this kid, he's too short.
Okay, I think this still doesn't fit.
We'll see, let me try. That's
Yep.
good. I just need to get it into here.
See? It still doesn't fit.
It doesn't?
Nope.
Are you sure?
Oh, you got it.
Yes, I did.
Woo!
How's that look?
That looks good.
Doesn't that look pretty great? I
Uh-huh.
think we did a great job.
Should
Make
I?
sure this gets lined up the same way. So what
Okay.
we do is we mark it. See that line?
Yep.
So we know that it will line up later. Okay. Now, when we take this apart to glue it, and we can't do that tonight,
Yep.
we'll know exactly how it goes. Little reducer, and then, yeah. That there is a Spears 1413. Of course it's a 1413. Everybody knows that. The old Spears 1413, you know? Yeah, sometimes when you need a PVC piece, you need a 1413. The old Spears 1413, Kelly. Right there. That's what we needed. Now we have it.
Okay.
Ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready for this to be over.
It's nearly done, dear.
Look at the bondage job. All repaired.
I got one turntable and a microphone.
Wait. You should show where the Spears 1413 is.
What's a Spears 1413? I've never heard of that before. Just kidding, everybody knows what a Spears 1413 is. It's a standard thing. Right back there is our friend, the Spears 1413. Found it. Just needed a standard Spears 1413. No big deal. And that is connected to here. Each of them only has one hose clamp because this is an air vent above the water line, so it's not as mission critical to double clamp it. This is the hose that we're using, but the last thing I want to do is attach that to this. Mesmerizing. That's so stupid. But look, I did the plumbing over here.
Okay, let's check that out.
See how the lines used to just be lines and now they're lines with a bunch of blue gunk around them.
Wow, look at that.
That blue gunk is glue. So, this is all done. We're ready to move on. Let's build a floor and a couch. What do you say?
Yeah, let's do it.
Tune in next week.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming.
Hey you, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw and you want to keep following along, become a subscriber. Just hit that subscribe button below. I'm not insulting your body image, just your personality.
Yeah. Again, we have bigger problems than a full doo-doo tank of seawater. Did this blast you with scent?
You did.
The old Spears 1413. You know what I mean?
Oh, look, there's like a heart on the wall.
Someone drew a heart on?
Heart on the wall. Don't.